Hi guys, happy Sunday. I just wanted to make a video about the top things that I wish I knew before I started reselling so that maybe it could help you. So I've been reselling, I think almost 2 years, and I just wished before I started I had known certain things, and maybe you could share below what you wish you had known. So the first thing that I wish that I had known about reselling is that not everything will sell. So like they say, I think an average of like 10% of your inventory will sell. And that number is very small compared to, like, say you have 1,000 items, then just 10% of that 100 items a month that is going to be sold divided by 31 days is just not the expectation that I had for what I thought would be selling. So if I had known that fact, I think that that would have been very helpful for me, to just control my inventory and do all of that and to know what to buy. Second thing that I wish I knew before I started reselling is that you should really think and consider about your space. Like, at one point I had close to like 2,000 items, and like my house looked like Walmart exploded. I mean, it was in my inventory room, it was in the bedroom, it was in my closet, it was in the floor, in the living room, it was in the bathroom. Like, I was just all over the place, and I just let things go out of control because I was trying to sell like or list 50 items a week. So that's something that I wish I had thought about, with space. At the time that I started to sell or have over 1,000 active items, maybe I could have rented a little space, or maybe I could have just cut back. And so space is an issue that I wish I had known about before. Another thing that I wish I had known was return on investment versus just smaller profit margin. Like, when I first started the buying retail arbitrage, a lot of people that I know that are very successful in it, their return on investment isn't like 300% or 200%. It's usually like a smaller percentage, like say like 30% or 40%, depending on who you speak to. But in terms of my mentor, he does like 25%, and he's very successful. So return on investment is something that I think a lot of people should consider before they decide, oh, okay, I want to do retail arbitrage versus like thrifting. So when I was thrifting, I would sell a lot more higher return on investment, but I might not get as much sales because they might have not been the trendy hot item for that time frame. And also I might get a lot of returns because I didn't notice that there were holes and stains and things like that. And that goes to my next one. I wish that when I was thrifting, this is my third thing I wish I'd known or had been more careful about, is I would only thrift for brands. So I was not thrifting on style, on trend, on what people wanted and the demands, the sizing. I was only looking at brands, and I was also not looking at stains, piling, holes, all of those things. Like, I'm really not detail oriented, so I would get so many returns, and I was just like, I'm not picky with my clothes, so I didn't think that anybody else would be picky about like a little bit of a dirty hem or just some kind of like little bit of a sweater that's piling or all of those things. So you have to think like in terms of a consumer, like what do they want, the standards and expectation they want, especially if they're paying like over $30 for something. You want to make sure that the standard is high in terms of what you're picking. Unless you want to list it as damaged, then that's another thing. Another thing I wish I had paid attention to before I started reselling was inventory control. I was with these two resellers today, and I told them that when I have 1,000 items, I would literally go through each 1,000 item to find one item that had sold, and it would take me that much time. And so if I had started when I was smaller to have a bin system with the number and the letter of each item, that's another thing that I wish I had paid attention to, as well as my costs. Like, I don't have a spreadsheet of how much I paid and what it sold for and my margins. Like a lot of people, I think that my weakest skill is inventory inventory control as well as accounting. So if you are bad at that, I think it's better to slow your roll and buy less until you have that maintained and controlled and you have that organized. Um, that's another thing that I wish I had known. Another fact that I wish I'd known was not everything that other people sell will sell for you. So, like, plus size fashion is slow for me. Designer jeans is slow for me. Victoria's Secret pink is slow for me. Lululemon is slow for me. So, these are brands that most people flip fast. So, I think that instead of comparing yourself to others or always just picking what other people pick, it's good to also know what your niche is, your customer base, and what you um, attract and what sells the best for you. So if you sell the most with like express jeans, because I know someone that does that, then you shouldn't try to keep selling Zara. You should sell like express jeans because that's like your bread and butter. So just knowing what works for you and working your best kind of thing. Um, and also, I wish also is that I wouldn't compare myself to others. I think that the reason why I let my inventory go so out of control is because everybody started tagging me and associating me with like really hot big sellers that have been doing this for years and decades. And I just started. And so then because of that pressure, I started to list and try to compete at their level, but they've been doing it for decades or like way longer than me. So I was totally mismanaging my inventory, my finances, just to like show off. I was literally just trying to show off to everybody. And so if I did not compare myself to others, I think that I would have been more successful and just focused on that. And yeah, just a lot of different things. I wish that I did not take things so personally and kept things more professional. I think a lot of my own followers see me lash out or get sarcastic and get really mean and hurtful when I was really hurting. And, I feel like I wish I contained a certain level of professionalism. If you have a tendency to just like run your mouth, better just to write it down and then throw it away or tell your personal friends and family instead of blasting it out on Instagram so everybody like screenshots that and holds that against you and uses that against you. I think that that's something that is really important, is just keeping professionalism as a very important aspect. I also wish that I had jumped on the Instagram bandwagon a lot earlier. I always tell everybody I meet, excluding today, I always tell people get on the Instagram bandwagon. I think I got like over 400 clicks on my link tree through my Instagram. So growing your Instagram early on the game when you're starting is so important to bringing in traffic. So the reason why when it's summertime it's super slow and I'm still bringing in pretty consistent sales is because of my Instagram, focusing on the Instagram analytics, knowing what date and time I get the most hits, the age range, the ethnic group, the state. So like I get the most views from New York, Houston, and Sunday nights. That's why I'm filming this right now. So knowing your population and the people that you sell to, the times, the date, the demographics, and being like catering your message to those people will really help you with business. I have a marketing background, so that's why that comes easy to me. But if you don't have a marketing background, that's really pivotal in terms of selling things to the needs of your client base. So those are the few things that I wish I had learned earlier, and just being organized and just all of that is so important. Having accountability. I have two friends in San Diego that we kind of push each other and help each other when things are going rough, when we want to vent. Having an accountability is also something I wish had I start earlier than later. And so if you're have any local posh meetings, like please go and just connect with them and exchange numbers and have that friendship and the accountability so that you could last longer, and when you're burned out they could tell you, okay, you need to stop. So I hope this helps anybody. Please like and subscribe, and please comment below like what it is that you wish that you had learned before you started reselling. Okay, thank you so much. And I just want you to know that I'm praying for you and I wish the best for you. Bye.